You know, guys, it wasn't very long ago before people were saying electric cars, they're too expensive. A lot of people still think this stuff, right? They're saying EVs, they cost more than internal combustion. When the price of EVs hits the parity with internal combustion, then I'll buy an EV. Then there'll be a good decision. While we're already there. We're there thanks to Tesla China, BYD China, and soon to be a horde of other Chinese plug-in hybrids and EVs who are, to be honest, let's be frank, guys, let's just be real here. They are going to slaughter legacy auto here in Australia. They're going to take over the Australian car market. They're going to take over the car markets like Thailand, where they already are, and they will completely transform this car market by 2030. It will look entirely different. Honestly, I have enormous faith that is exactly what will happen. Now that both Europe and the United States have put massive taxes on Chinese electric cars, there's clearly a priority now for China. It's places outside of those locations, places like Thailand, like Australia. China has a plan, and it's very much obvious, very clear here, guys. BYD, they're going to bring model after model after model to Australia. I've got to say, guys, we already know that BYD's plug-in hybrid technology is far superior. It's literally probably, I would say, a decade ahead of Toyota's technology. And here's the thing. BYD's current lineup, its current car lineup, is clearly superior to Toyota's entire lineup. It's Toyota's global lineup. Compare BYD's lineup of vehicles, all of them. Compare that to Toyota's. It's not even comparable. Here's the thing. This is just the beginning. This is just what we've seen from BYD from the last few years. And momentum is gathering steam. Look what BYD's been doing. BYD is willing to cut its prices. It says it won't, but it does. It's willing to cut its prices in order to undercut its rivals. And it's doing that again. The Seal, price reduced. Again, the BYD Atto 3 last week, price reduced. Again, it's the cheapest electric SUV you can buy here in Australia, probably worldwide. What about the BYD Dolphin? Price reduced. Speaking of the BYD Dolphin, price of the Dolphin makes it probably the best value electric car you can buy here now in Australia. Hello, my friends. Welcome to the channel. I'm Sam Evans. You're watching the Electric Viking. It's great to see you. Now, let's get just straight to this, guys. Price of the BYD Dolphin, it's, well, spectacular. The price has been reduced by $2,000 on both models. There is a standard model that costs $35,990. There is a standard range model, the cheapest model, which costs $36,900. It used to be $38,900. It's not the cheapest electric car in Australia, but it doesn't need to be because it's better than the cheapest electric car in Australia, which is the Aura, Great Wall Motors Aura. Now, BYD's Dolphin is, to be honest, it's just a better car than the GWM Aura. And don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with the Aura. If you bought one of them, that's great. But the Dolphin, it is a better car. So BYD have come along, and the truth is, guys, sales of the Dolphin this year have been significantly lower than its rival, which is the MG4. I think it's possible people are going to BYD dealerships, or they're going to BYD's website, and they're going, I might buy a Dolphin. They're seeing that BYD has the Atto 3 and the Seal, and they're going, actually, no, I'm going to buy a Seal or an Atto 3 instead, possibly, right? But anyhow, whatever the case may be, it's true that the MG4 has outsold the Dolphin significantly. I think BYD wants to reverse that, and this could do that. The reason I say that is because the entry-level Dolphin Dynamic with 340 kilometers of driving range, not bad, 36,900, but really the Dolphin Premium is, I think, the best value EV you can buy in Australia right now. I know that's saying a lot, and I've thought about this today. I've thought about this for a few hours. I've got all the different models. You've got a Tesla Model Y, $56,000, right? That's really, really good price for a great car. You've got the Tesla Model 3 for $55,000. The BYD Seal, cheapest version, is about $50,000. The BYD Seal Long Range, the equivalent to about $55,000. That is insanely good. But most people, let's be honest, probably don't want a sedan, and they're not that practical, to be fair. I mean, yeah, they're practical for a sports car, definitely, but not really for a family car. But most people, to be honest, don't even need a big car. The Dolphin is one of the most practical cars ever made, in my opinion, ever made. Look at the shape of it. It's got a tiny bonnet, right? The actual length of the car is significantly shorter than a Toyota Corolla, but it's way, way bigger on the inside than a Corolla. I love the packaging. I've gone on and on about this. It's just brilliant packaging, the way they got that really short bonnet, and the car just makes too much sense. Guys, the bigger battery pack, right, in the Dolphin Premium, it's going to give you 430 kilometers of range. That's real world range because it's got a 60 kilowatt hour lithium iron phosphate blade battery, 42,900 Australian dollars. Guys, if you're in the States, that's the equivalent of about 28,000 US dollars, 27,000 US dollars. Yeah. And that's really, you're probably going to get, 300 miles of range from this car, or at least probably 270, 280 miles of range. So yeah, 430 kilometers. But I think that's real world range. I don't think that's, speculated on range. From what we've seen, from what I've been seeing from people, from my experience, that's going to be your real world range. BYD executives have previously said they would not cut prices in response to MG or in response to Tesla. Now, everyone says that, but things always change, and that's good. It's good for consumers. Now, speaking of sales, if you're curious to know the sales numbers here, 589 Dolphins were delivered in Australia in November of 2023. That was a pretty good sales figure. I think that was BYD's best month for the Dolphin ever, but sales dropped to 256 in January 2024, 219 in February, 213 in March, 181 in April, and 175 in May. So those sales numbers are, I think, a little bit disappointing. Keep in mind, guys, whilst these prices are phenomenal, this car, the Dolphin Premium with that battery size, with the standard specifications, I've jumped on BYD's website, guys, had a look, and I've looked at the options, all the paint colors, there's no extra cost involved. Options, there's quite a few options, but they're all pretty low cost. You can get window tinting. If you get all windows tinted, I think it's about $700. And that includes a clear film as well. You can get things like a rear plastic molded mat. No cars come standard with those, so that's a couple $100. It's got some really cool little add-ons you can get that are things that I think most people will actually buy for their cars after they purchase them. Then they go and find them in the aftermarket, specific type car mats and things. Those are just things that you would never get standard with a car, but BYD's been really kind of intelligent about offering you those things, and the prices are really, really good as well. So really, there's not really anything you can option with this car. It's not like BYD saying, we're going to be like a lot of other car companies, Polestar, for example. We're going to offer you, what looks like a great car, but then you go to buy it and you realize there's 27 different options and option packs, and it confuses the hell out of you. It doesn't have that. It's very much like Tesla here. Very few options. The price is the price. You're not going to pay any more than that price. Sales of electric cars in Australia are up 27% this year versus last year. And the biggest reason for that, there is more choice. There's BYD, there's 3 different BYD models, but soon there'll be even more. The Seal U, the BYD Shark. The Shark, I think, is going to be one of the best-selling cars in Australia within the next few years. And keep in mind, guys, the technology in these cars, I mean, realistically, Legacy Auto, they can't do this at these prices. They can't. It's impossible for them to do it. They can't make them. They can't even manufacture them at the prices that BYD is selling them for. So this is the future of the car market here in Australia. More and more Chinese automakers, Geely, Zeekr in particular, I think are coming. We know XPeng are coming as well, maybe NIO as well, but you've got Chery. Chery are this global powerhouse now. They have grown immensely. Chery and Geely, Zeekr, they are the fastest growing car brands in China. Now, BYD sort of is as well, but because it's reached such a huge number, BYD sales growing by 20% this year is massive. Massive when you consider the very, very big base already. But yeah, like I said, Geely sales are up nearly 40%. The same thing for Chery as well. They are disrupting Legacy Auto in China, but they're about to do the same thing here in Australia. I've got to say, I'm all for it, because honestly, Japanese automakers, European automakers, they've all just they've seen Australia as a place to just dump cars, and they don't really bring anything here that's technologically advanced. If they do, it's expensive. You know what? I don't see why we should say we prefer vehicles from Japan versus China. The truth is that the technology out of China now is at a much higher level than what it's at in cars manufactured in Japan. That's why companies like Nissan now plan on selling the majority of their cars manufacturing them in China, and then selling them worldwide. Thanks for watching.